All right, so we started talking about recording statements. We talked about, like looking at a statement itself, but what if you wanted to do something like compare statements? And you said A horseshoe B, and you have another statement that has the same letters. What happens is you may be able to say, hey, can I compare these statements? And the answer is yes. You can take statements like A horseshoe B and tilde A wedge B. These mean the same thing, actually. If you say, if you arrive on time, then you'll win the basket, right? So then it's the case that you don't arrive on time or you win the basket, right? I guess anybody who arrives on time wins a basket. It's like going to a sporting event. If you are one of the first 40,000 people, you get a bobblehead. I had a bobblehead sitting here earlier yesterday, and it's not here. That I got from a sporting event. And so if you attend, then you get a bobblehead. If you're one of the first 40,000, you get a bobblehead. So it's either the case that you're not one of the first 40,000 or you got a bobblehead. Those are your choices. If you arrive on time, then you get a bobblehead. You didn't arrive on time or you got a bobblehead. That's kind of the choice there. And the case here is sometimes they say punitive ones make more sense. So I'll give an example of that. If you're late, then you're grounded. If you're late, then you're grounded. So it's either the case that you aren't late or you're grounded. So you're either not late or you're grounded. Your parents could say it either way. Or parent could say that either way. Some of you are parents that would be more likely to say that than have that said to you, unless, you're like me and my parents still ground me. That's not true. All right, so A horseshoe B is true, true, false, false, and then true, false, true, false. They make sure the A matches. True, true, false, false, true, false, true, false. Now the key here is you do have to make sure these match. If this had said B wedge tilde A, you would have to make sure that you didn't just start with TTFF on B. It would have to be whatever this one was. You just write both statements, leave some extra space between them, and then you can compare them because on each of these lines they have the same truth value. And what you're going to find is you're going to find true horseshoe true is true, true horseshoe false is false, false horseshoe true is true, and true false horseshoe false is true. And this one, you're going to do the tilde first. So you're going to go false, false, true, true. Cross that off so we don't look at it. False or true, false or false, true or true, true or false. So it goes TFTT, and this one goes TFTT. On every line they match. So what we would find is that these two are what we call logically equivalent. And we can basically just do these simple truth tables and find some that are logically equivalent. We can also find ones that are logically contradictory. That's where, like before, where I got that self-contradiction where you have two statements that always have the opposite truth value. So if this one, if it goes true, false, true, true, it would go false, true, false, false. That would be what they call logically contradictory, is every time they're the opposite. There's two other options, and that is where the truth value of the statements is going to be a little bit conditional upon that. And there's some where they sometimes are both true and they're sometimes both false, but sometimes they depart, and one's true and one's false. And what we do is we realize that that there's that case is we have these labels of consistent and inconsistent. And consistent means that let me stop for a second. I'll be right back. What's that? They do want you?